Mixed Mornings with Kyle, Brian, and Sarah. Yesterday, the entire show found out that there is a Cheez-It factory in Cary, North Carolina.
And we'll never be the same. We now have a quest on which we need to go on.
All of us want to go visit the Cheez-It factory. We all want to host our birthday parties at the Cheez-It factory. We all want to eat a Cheez-It off the conveyor belt.
Can you imagine a nice, warm, fresh Cheez-It?
Oh, my God.
Can you imagine?
These are our dreams. We are manifesting this.
And we've had a lot of people call in with their factory visits, which is so fascinating to me. I mean, yes, there's a whole show made up about this. What is it? Unwrapped is a whole show based on this concept. I first fell in love with the idea of factories on Sesame Street when they took you to the Crayola factory.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, the melty wax.
Yeah.
Come on.
Well, and two, there's this show on Sesame Street where they have like Gonger and Cookie Monster.
Gonger, I love that guy.
And they do this food show, and usually each episode they go to like a farm or they go to a factory wherever they're making it, where it's produced. And it's like the most fascinating thing. So here we are talking about your visits to whatever factory, what you saw made, what it was like, little insider information, behind the scenes stuff of what you can share to us, our audience. We'll start with Megan and Raleigh. Good morning. Where did you go?
So when I was in college, I took a psychology class of work behavior.
Uh-huh.
So they took us to the At a Glance factory. It's where they make a lot of the planners and calendars.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. Are you kidding me?
That's Sarah's Graceland.
It was in Binghamton. And we had to walk through the factory and analyze things and take surveys and things.
Oh, and did you mark it off your calendar when you got back to your desk that you went to one?
You'd think they would have given a free sample.
Yes.
No, I left as unorganized as ever.
They didn't even give you a notepad?
No.
What in the world? That is crazy talk.
What did that place smell like? I'm just imagining a bunch of paper products being made.
Paper smells terrible when you make it.
Right.
It smells completely like paper with some heat mixed in.
Okay.
All right.
Warm paper is what it smells like.
That sounds like a scent you would find at Bath and Body Works. Warm paper.
No, that's true. Though I am imagining the CEO of the company coming out to greet you and he's just an unorganized mess. It would be.
I didn't know we had a tour today.
Exactly.
Yes.
All right. Well, thanks for calling. That is a Mecca At a Glance factory, planner factory. Yes. Stop it.
All right,
Thank you, Megan. All right. Good morning. Who's this? Hello, line 3. Who is this? Good morning. It's Mixed Mornings with Kyle, Brian, and Sarah.
My name's Kay, and we took our girls up years ago to Hershey Park in Hershey, Pennsylvania, where they make Hershey Kisses and Hershey bars.
Oh, man. I bet it smelled like heaven.
It was amazing. And also, you could design your own Hershey bar. Each of our girls got to design their own bar and make it all cool with little sprinkles, and even had a custom name for their bar.
Oh,
and
that's
they have
cool.
an amusement park outside.
Yeah. Yes, the amusement park is really fun. I mean, actually decent roller coasters, not just a big brand thing for Hershey. It's some quality adrenaline spent.
Huh.
And at the end of each ride that you ride, they have a little person who, they're a regular-sized person or a little person. They don't discriminate, but they do give you a little tiny chocolate bar when you get off of a ride.
Yes.
Shut up! You know what I mean?
Yes.
Oh, that's
Yes, you feel kind of like you're in Willy Wonka's land or something because they're so nice.
Yes.
Oh, that's cool.
Don't mention Willy Wonka. Now we're talking little people again. It's getting
Your
weird.
fault. You started it. All right. Well, thank you so much for calling. That sounds like a destination.
Have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Take care.
Mixed Mornings.
So this is Jillian from Wilson.
Hello.
And as a kid, we did a field trip to a match factory.
Ooh.
They tell kids not to play with matches, but for education, let's bring the whole school to the
So what do
factory.
you remember about it?
Well, so this was in the early 90s. So I'm sure some of the safety stuff wasn't quite as big as it is now.
Right.
But it was just amazing to see, we'd go in and you'd see these huge pieces of wood that would get shaved into thin sheets. And then it would go further through this machine that would chop it into the teeny tiny matches. And then there'd be other machines that would kind of get them all straightened up and in order. And then they'd go through and be dipped.
Well,
and then there were other machines that made the boxes, and then they'd get stuffed.
Well, what I want to know is, did you get a complimentary thing of Strike Anywhere matches?
Come on. All the kids did.
I mean, Strike Anywheres are the best.
So we didn't get matches that had the flammable tip, but they gave us the bags at the beginning of the tour, big plastic bags. And as we went through each section, they'd just grab handfuls. So we ended up with sheets of wood. We ended up with tons of matchsticks.
That's cool.
And then when we got back to school after the trip, our assignment was to build a structure with the matches.
So smart.
Houses or whatever. So, yeah, it was part of, they used it as part of education as well.
That's a very striking story. I'm sorry. I had it dialed up. I'm really sorry.
Yeah,
But
you two are a match made in heaven. Love it. There it is. And we're out of here.
This conversation is on fire.
He's on fire.
Thank you so much for the call this morning. We've got to run.
You're welcome.
Be well.
Bye.
And I can light a Strike Anywhere match on my teeth. That's what you do when you work in a bar and you're bored. You learn tricks, and that's one of my tricks.
Did it get you bigger tips?
Yeah, definitely.
You're like, wow.
Yeah, like if the candle went out at the table, I'm like, let me. And they're like, man, you are a class act. And I said, thank you. And then they left me money.
How do you think she got Eddie? It's like, watch this.
Oh.
Well,
that's actually true.
Kind of.
It
She was
is.
blowing fireballs with Everclear.
I was. That's 1,000% true. That's the first interaction I had with my husband as I blew a fireball. Also learned at a bar when I was bored.
Lessons of love and money making, kids.